Grandma always said, don't buy the cow if you could get the milk for free. That's what's popping. Hey man, welcome back to BrainFLoTv. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on this channel. And let's get right into what we came to talk about. Listen, Grandma is never wrong. You know, grandma be saying stuff, them older people be saying stuff, and when we're young, we think it's nothing until we get older and we realize that what they were saying is exactly what it is. Don't buy the cow if you could get the milk for free. I think Stefon Diggs is getting the milk for free, so he don't need to buy the cow. Why Stefon Diggs out here seen with Cardi B? Cardi B and Stefon Diggs allegedly went through a breakup recently, right? But let me put it to y'all like how people just printed it, and then we'll get into my commentary. It says that Stefon Diggs was spotted at his ex Cardi B's concert. Cardi out here on tour, killing it. She just brought out Meek Mills, which is the ex of her arch nemesis, Nicki Minaj, on her stage when she hit Philadelphia to a packed, sold-out arena. She's getting to her money, man. She's selling out these shows. She's doing it big on that level. Stefon Diggs couldn't help herself but to, attend the event. On Wednesday, April 8th, a personal trainer, Clyde Simmons, shared footage on his Instagram stories of the former New England Patriots star Stefon Diggs and his family enjoying the I Like It Performers show at Capital One Arena on Wednesday, April 8th. Stefon Diggs was out there with his family at the show, enjoying the show. The footage featured Stefon, who was 32 years old, dancing with his daughter, brother, or his not his daughter rather, but his younger brother, Trevon Diggs, and their mom, Stephanie Diggs, as Cardi rapped to Blueface's Tatiana remix. Now, Simmons also shared another video featuring the group rocking out to Cardi B's track called Time. We took over, he wrote in a caption over the clip. We took over. So after the concert, right, Stefon Diggs was seen attending the artist after party at Throw Social. So he wasn't just at the show, he was at the after party. According to page 6, Cardi B left the club, went over to her ex's white sports car that he showed up in, because they came there separately and they talked for a minute, and then she got in the passenger seat and they drove off together. Oh shit, he just dropping off some dick, that's all. Come on now. That's why I say don't buy the cow if you could get the milk for free. I said this when they broke up. I said, I bet you Stefon Diggs was still hit, even if they not in a relationship together. Cardi B gonna say she's falling back. I'm gonna fall back from this whole situation and focus on my career and all these other things. I think my time is now. She also said that, but she don't want to get wrapped up emotionally in a man in a relationship. Stefon Diggs actually did put her on blast after, or allegedly, when he said, Cardi needs to grow up. She needs to mature because his family moves like a family. And yes, he got kids by different women, but she knew that coming into the situation and she accepted it. So how come she's trying to change the rules of the game mid-game? In other words, the whole situation that happened at the Super Bowl, where people were like, oh my God, he brought his ex here to the Super Bowl. That is so disrespectful to Cardi. Fans out there saying their bullshit and spewing their toxicity because them and their baby mama and baby daddy don't have a good relationship. So he had to address that. And he was like, listen, all my baby mamas and me are good. And my whole family is good with all of them for the sake of the children. We have a good relationship. We communicate. So if that is what gets you mad, then you need to grow up. I did not invite her. My mom invited her. She and my mom are actually really, really close. They're really good friends, right? So you got a problem with that. And she's at the Super Bowl. So what am I supposed to do? Not say anything to her, not say hi to her, not go greet her? Of course, the media would have turned that into another story. And she was over there with my mother. Everybody started having a different look at the whole situation. Well, maybe he didn't disrespect her. Maybe it was just her acting up and her jealousy acting up, right? In May of 2025, Cardi B, who's 33, and Stefon Diggs made their first official public appearance together at a New York Knicks playoff game. Cardi B confirmed their relationship with the NFL star when she shared an Instagram snap of them on a yacht. But then things went south because baby mamas started popping out the woodworks. I think there were 3 babies born from 3 different women around the same time Cardi B's child was born, just months before or months after, which puts her right in the middle of, let's keep it 100. She was getting the same dick everybody else was getting, right? Right. So the whole time she was there saying, or pretending like she got a man for herself and he's faithful to her, and her fans were actually believing that bullshit and saying the same thing. Well, the proof was in the pudding because those bellies were swelling and those babies were coming out. And the only way babies get into them bellies and the bellies swell like that and the babies come out is if, things were happening, unless they did it another way, which we eventually learned that he was having relations with these women. So at some point during their relationship, Cardi and Stefon actually sat down and had a talk, which she made public, that said, listen, I know what you got going on. I stepped into the picture. It's all good. However, from this point forward, now that we have decided we are going to be exclusive, I don't want no more bullshit. No more babies should be in the picture. That will be the breaking straw. Another woman showing up and another baby in the picture, it's a wrap, right? And that was supposed to be what would break the camel's back, that straw, if he ever did any of that. But the relationship ended before any of that could happen, right around Super Bowl time, correct? So Cardi and Stefon welcomed their son in November of 2025. This is shortly after she had a child for Offset. Offset of the MIGOS, who just got shot a couple of days ago at the casino and is back at the casino today as I'm doing this story, gambling again, which it seems like Offset has a serious gambling problem, but that's not to be talked about on this video. You gotta wait till I do another video on that one. So back to what I'm saying. Cardi went ahead and had a baby man for Stefon Diggs. About what? The child from Offset was not even a year old yet when she dropped the baby from Stefon Diggs, which kind of tells me that he might have been hitting that like either when she was pregnant or sometime short thereafter. But he decided to stick around, right? Just like he sticks around all his other baby mamas and his children. Everybody is good. That's how his family does things. And that's something that I guess she's going to have to decide if that's what she want to do, or she's going to have to move on. Also, seeing him out here going to her concerts and then showing up at the after party, and Cardi done had her a couple of drinks. She is not pregnant anymore, so she can drink responsibly like an adult. She pop a couple of bottles because tour is going well. She got to take the high heels off, take off that booty strap shit that she be wearing on stage, loosen up her body, get relaxed, pop a bottle, feel a little tipsy, and then she look across and see baby daddy, and he's texting the whole time, I'm out here still. I'm in here, I'm enjoying myself. What you doing? And she like, damn. Sometimes you go back to what's familiar. Yeah, You go back to what's familiar instead of moving on to something new. Some women are like that. Some women don't mind running their numbers up, so they'll be with 5, 6, 7 dudes in a couple of months time. Fuck it, they'll do it in a couple of days time. But there are some women out there who they're concerned about their reputation, and they're concerned about the mileage on their bodies, and they're concerned about how many men get to walk around and say, I did this to her and I did that to her. They try to keep their numbers low. So what they end up doing is they'll end up doubling back, you know what I'm saying, and go to where it's familiar, especially if he putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he beating the brakes off it the way she like it and doing all them other things. I think Cardi was on, I forgot whose show it was, when the interviewer asked her about her booty. Because people were saying the BBL smells. And Stefon Diggs was not committing to her because her BBL carries a certain kind of funky ass smell. Cardi answered and said, I don't know about all that. Because the way I be, this ass be getting 8. And I said, God damn. The only person she with right now is Stefon Diggs. So that was her way of telling people he eating ass. I mean, could have kept that information private anyways. But, you know, he over there doing all the things she likes, and she's going to double back apparently. You know, the after parties be cracking. That's where the shit goes down. That's where P. Diddy got in trouble at, because he had an after party after the after party. So, you know, she left a little drunk and ended up in his car. I know a lot of people are going to say, maybe she just asked him for a ride home. Bullshit. Yeah, right. We got to remember, though, they share a child together. And like Stefon Diggs says, he likes to be in the life of his children, and his children's moms and him share a good relationship. He stays close, and that's for the sake of his children. It's only right, you know. So maybe Cardi is at the place now where she doesn't necessarily want a commitment from him, but she wants a kind of relationship where it works the way she wants it to work. She's a busy woman. She doesn't have time to be worried about, she ain't got time to be worried about coming home to cook a man's meal and be the traditional wife, because her life is not set up like that. You know what I mean? So have a good relationship with baby daddy. And baby daddy be putting it down, like be slanging pipe, iron, the way she like it. So that's where she's at. And that's what it is. Rumors of their breakup between the hip-hop star Cardi B and the New England Patriots wide receiver, who is no longer with New England, by the way, that rumor began swirling around mid 2026 Super Bowl era time frame. That they had broken up and it wasn't going to work and they had gone their separate ways. And then it turned out that it was true. And then she was out here on stage talking about, he ain't never had a bad bitch like me. And she'll go into her songs. She was venting, which was good for her, you know, while Stefon seemed to be working at stuff from behind the scenes. Things were getting too heated and complicated. Cardi is very no nonsense, said somebody. She don't fuck around. When she says no, it's no. I don't know. That's maybe some yes man somebody saying that. She said no to Offset a lot of times, and the no ended up being yes. But I guess she learned her lesson, right? The second she felt that she couldn't trust Stefon Diggs anymore is when she started pulling back from him to focus on her business, and her kids, which is her music and her tour and that type of stuff. She's still legally married to Offset, is what this paperwork said, with whom she shares 3 children. Their divorce is yet to be finalized, and this is a update to what we posted yesterday, where we said allegedly their divorce has been finalized. According to People Entertainment, as of April 9th, 2026, that divorce is not finalized. She is still married to Offset at this point. But it also seems like she is still back fucking with Stefon Diggs. How serious it is, I don't know. I'm just guessing he was dropping off some dick after She did an amazing performance to a full arena. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.